Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is Freewill Tarot, and my name is Harmony. Hello. And this reading is going to be for the sign of Gemini. Hello, Gemini, and thank you for joining me. I start out by doing my readings by giving you a couple of messages here that Spirit really wants you to hear, and then we'll go deeper into the tarot portion of your reading. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started here, Gemini. You guys start out here with the temple path, but this is in reversed here, okay? So the temple path is where your spirit team, your spirit guides are around you, and they're aligning you to your higher power, to your gifts, your talents to be used here on the earthly realm, right? This is where you find more discoveries about yourself and who you are and what you're made of, okay? But when it comes out in reverse, this is like you kind of ignoring that. This is you being more focused on possessions, as far as material possessions, relationships, holding on to relationships that are outdated or doesn't sustain you anymore, holding on to old identities and habits, being more in the mindset of focusing more in the earthly realm, meaning you kind of put your spiritual, it's not that you don't have your spiritual path, but you kind of put it to the back burner, and you're kind of more focused on, you know, what's happening on earth, like what's happening in the news, what's happening on social media, or you're more engaged with those things. Those things get more of your attention and priority than it does your spiritual world. And at this time, for many of us, it's really important that we engage with our more spiritual side and trusting more of our spiritual selves than what we can, I guess, see, touch, and taste at this time. And sometimes that's really difficult to do, but the reason you pulled this card is because Spirit is trying to tell you that they are trying to guide you somewhere, and somewhere better, and they're also trying to get you to use the talents and gifts that you have and to be able to use that for yourself and for the world at large here, okay? So this is a good call for many of you Geminis to kind of get back reconnected with the spiritual side of yourself and to reach out, or, you know, and sometimes you don't know how to do that, you know, and, you know, maybe clicking a channel like this and other channels out there who are, you know, more fluid and speaking to you about things like on the spiritual realm. Because for you to get this card, you know, this card doesn't come out often, okay? So there is a spiritual path here for you, Gemini. Spirit really wants you to kind of get in line with that. And I didn't say religious path, I said spiritual path, okay? Now it's going to be, you know, whatever aligns with you. You have blossoming abundance here as well. So some of you could be focusing a lot on finances and money. Maybe that's a fear of yours. Maybe you put a lot of stock into money and security. And when you pull this card, if this is something that you've been focused on, if that's something that holds you back, if that's something that limits you, you got this card because Spirit is telling you that you're going to have that, right? You're going to have abundance. You're going to have everything that you need. But that's not really what they want you to focus on. You got this card to let you know that that's already coming into you. You got this in reverse because they want you to focus more on this so they can align this more to you. This is not where you need to worry about and, you know, do it all on your own. This is more where you need to be having your focus. All right, so you got these two as well, and I'm going to read those to you, and then we're going to get into your tarot portion, okay? You got the Eternity card, but this also came out in reverse for you. And I'm going to read this to you. It says, you may be clinging to the past, Gemini. Accept change and allow fresh energy to enter. Okay, so again, kind of like this being in reverse. It's like a lot of you, or some of you, of course not all of you, I know that. But some of you, and you'll know who you are holding on to the past. You're holding on to old things. You're holding on to maybe old timelines, and that's where you've had old relationships that don't sustain you anymore. You're holding on to old identities or habits or belief systems that's not really yours. It's things that were given to you. You're holding on to jobs or career paths that don't fulfill you or allow you to use your strength and gifts here on earth. You're using it, you're holding on to it for money, but you're not really allowing yourself to take yourself to the next level or to see what you're made of, so to speak. All right. And with the Eternity card, Spirit wants you to know that there's always an open flow. Okay. That's the Eternity card. It's always going to flow. You know, whatever you pour out is going to pour back into you. There's no need to fear of loss or fearing that you won't get anything or you're going to miss out anything. What's meant for you is always going to find you. There's no need to keep trying to hold on to something that has shown itself that it's not for you anymore, okay? You also got the visionary card, and Geminis, you guys are the visionaries of the tarot. A lot of air signs are. That could be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But you guys are also the visionaries. You know, if you think of some of the great Geminis, you have Johnny Depp, you have Tupac, you have, just off the top of my head, Marilyn Monroe. You have a lot of you guys do things outside of the box. You do things in a different way. You see things in a different perspective here. You try different things. So, you know, don't be the type to hold on to things out of fear, okay? So, visionary. Great change starts with bold imagination, Gemini. See beyond the present into what could be. Dream big and map out your highest potential without limiting yourself to your current circumstances. So this is not the time for you guys to fear or doubt what the possibilities are in your life or what you can do and what you can create and what you can have. Be the visionary. See things really big. Map out what you want. And know that you have everything within you to create that. You know, I'm not just saying that. I'm being truly honest with you, Gemini. That's just not a slogan. Okay? They want you to go ahead and get a strategy together. This is the time for you to take bold action and move forward with your life. This is not the time for you to straddle the fence, and this is not the time for you to kind of let fear lead you or keep you stagnant, okay? Get your strategy together, get your plan together, and start, you know, visualizing what it is that you want to see and what it is that you want to have. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get deeper into your tarot portion reading here. You guys here in the recent past, or I'm starting out in the past to see where we're going. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. So something in your life has come about here, okay? With the Wheel of Fortune card coming, it's telling you that it's something that needs to close out of your life. These represent cycles. So there's a new cycle that needs to start, and there's an old cycle that needs to close out. Okay, in order for that to happen, you must take action on something. So it's something that, you know, and again, this is in your recent past. Some of you took this step, some of you didn't. But this is where you need to have action here. This is where you step into your power, Gemini, and cut out things, people, places, and things that no longer serve you. And for you to take full power and authority over your life and the direction and trajectory of your life. This is what you can create and what it is that you want and what you prayed for, manifest for. Okay, you also have the creation card. So you are in the process of creating something new. For those of you who did hear the call of the Wheel of Fortune here to kind of cut things out of your life. You also have the Tower card here. Again, that kind of goes with the Wheel of Fortune card. The Tower comes when there's things that were built around us or in our life where we were building our foundation on. You could be building your foundation on false illusions and identities. You could be building a foundation on a relationship that's not solid. You could have built a foundation on a belief system of this thinking you're supposed to work yourself to death and never have anything, or, you know, work all the time and just look at material gains. I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you. But when the Tower comes with that Wheel of Fortune, it's time for those things to be cut down. It's built on an illusion. That's why the Tower comes. That's why God comes to tear this down. Because it needs to be rebuilt on solid ground. Something that's more solid and steady. Not just, you know, something that's going to collapse over a period of time and not sustain the weight of life. Okay, you also got the Death card here. Let me get this out the way. You have the Death card here because that kind of, again, goes with the Wheel of Fortune. Kind of goes with the Tower card. This is, again, something, this is transformation. So something that needs to be cut out of your life. Again, this goes with cycles. Something needed to come to a complete end in order for something new to begin. This right here, I don't know if you can see that where my thumb and pinky is, but this is a false face here. This is a mask that slipped. It fell off. It's been cut away, right? So you can see things as they truly are, Gemini. Maybe someone's been wearing a false mask with you, or maybe you've been wearing a false mask to yourself. Maybe you've been holding on to things that no longer serve you. I do feel like for some of you, when it comes to a particular relationship, you'll know who you are. If you have a relationship that it has been struggling, or maybe a relationship you keep trying to make happen or make work, and that you find it difficult, things get better for a little bit, it gives you hope, but it kind of goes right back into a circle. I have a message for you for that. Okay, I have a couple for you that are dealing with relationship issues. It says disconnection. Conflict and misunderstandings disrupt this bond. Emotional distance strains this relationship. So some of you could be having a partnership or person that's in your life that you might love. You might even see them as a partner or a soulmate. But there's a disconnect here. Okay, there's something out of alignment. And you haven't took the warnings that you were supposed to take about this particular relationship. You keep trying to hold on to it and make it work for some of you. If it's not a relationship, it is a career choice, a path. You keep focusing more on money than focusing on what spirit is really telling you if you're unhappy or unfulfilled in anything in your life. Whether you're unhappy and fulfilled in a relationship, whether you're unhappy and fulfilled in your career choices, whatever little token you're giving yourself to make yourself stay in these places, spirit is saying you're being stubborn. I'm going to read this to you. It says, you may be stuck in a pattern of repeating mistakes or failing to apply hard-earned lessons, okay? So if you guys or whoever this Geminis are for have not took the action to allow something to fall away or to remove yourself in a new direction, because the Eight of Wands is like headed in a new direction. This is, some of you could be thinking about moving, traveling, relocating, going on an adventure. This is also positive communication, but this comes in when you have took the steps to kind of cut things out of your life. This is when you made the decision to go here with the Fool card in a whole new direction of life for yourself. For those of you who are still staying in the same position here and defending a relationship that doesn't sustain you anymore, because you have the Seven of Wands with this new love card. So some of you are just determined to stay in a particular relationship that you've outgrown, and Spirit wants you to have a new love, really a new love for yourself. To see the value in you and to appreciate yourself more instead of trying to stay in small spaces that you have outgrown here. Okay? You might keep pushing yourself to stay at a job. You might keep pushing yourself to stay in a certain ideology or a program or a situation or a relationship. But Spirit, again, is calling that irresponsible because this is in the reverse. It needs to be upright. You need to be starting to lay the groundwork and going in a whole new direction. You have two aces here. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands here. So there is practical brand new beginnings here from the heavens, from God. All right. For whoever of you guys that have kind of took the leap of faith in the unknown with the Fool, you have went out and, said you're going to go in a whole new direction and took a leap of faith. Spirit wants you to get some rest. And they want you to allow yourself to heal here, to get clear and get a strategy on your plans to move forward here, because you do have brand new beginnings for some of you. If you have took that leap forward here, there is progress coming in. Okay, for whoever that's for. For others of you where it's talking about relationship, again, you're going to know you because you've been dealing with a relationship or a particular relationship that has been strained for a while, and you kind of just been staying in it because you love the person, but you can see every sign telling you that relationship is not growing. Okay, this is, again, you got the Death card with that, so there is some kind of ending that needs to happen with a particular relationship, a decision that needs to be made. And there is some kind of internal conflict because maybe you really don't want to do that. Maybe you go all of the reasons of why you should stay in that relationship, even though it's evident that you shouldn't. For others of you, if it's not relationship based, this is, again, where it is time for you to kind of go in a new path. It's time for you to kind of allow yourself, don't doubt yourself. If you made a decision to move forward here and you're starting to get a little fear or anxiety about the future, Spirit's telling you not to do that. They want you to just rest and get, recover, allow yourself to heal, and allow yourself to start to lay the groundwork for new things and a new strategy. Be the visionary in your life because blossoming of abundance is coming. This is a time for you to align yourself more with your spiritual side, okay? To trust more in the divine than, anything that you were doing before, right? You also got the Star card. You got the Star card here twice. This is, again, talking about healing here, okay? And some of you got also with you got the weakness card. And I put this back and this came out again. So I'm going to read it to you, okay? It says weakness. Your inner strength remains intact. So that's like you're strong, but it is your faith that is failing, okay? So again, a lot of you, you know, you're doubting what spirit can do. You're doubting. You believe, of course, but you're not really allowing yourself to move forward with complete conviction and trust, okay? You're not believing that that's going to happen. You might have some doubt. You might have some fear. But Spirit is telling you you are blessed, and they are watching over you here with the Star card. You got this twice. They want you to heal, rest, rejuvenate, and get clear on what it is that you want to see in your life moving forward here. If you have took the leap of faith, this is not the time for you to fear or doubt or worry, okay? Things are going to work out for you. For others of you who have not took a leap of faith, this is the time for you to really allow something to come to an end, because that Tower card is here. And even if you don't do it, this, you know, the universe is going to step in and end something here, right, for you, because it's time for you guys to go down a new path in life. This is not the time for you to stay and keep, you know, repeating the same things over and over again that you've already should have learned when it comes to relationships, when it comes to financial choices. This is not the time for you to be so focused on finances or material wealth, because they're saying they're going to give this to you anyway. They really want your attention on your spiritual side. They want your faith restored, okay? And that's what I have for you, Gemini. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know if this resonated with you. This is not a time for any of you to fear. I see great things coming for you, even if you don't feel that right now. And don't fear that you can't let go of things or people, places, or things or habits out of fear of thinking that, you know, you're going to miss something. What is meant for you is always going to come for you. There's greater things waiting for you than you've ever had before. Okay, Gemini? Trust and believe that. All right? And that's what I have for you. Bye for now.